In the 1960s, Nigeria was the second largest exporter of cocoa in the world. Nigerian cocoa was so important to the global cocoa value chain that if anything happened to our production, it affected global prices. In the north, the granite pyramids of Kano were so massive that they became a tourist attraction, and people were coming from outside the country just to see them. And then in the south, palm oil, timber, and kernel production dominated. Nigeria was the world's largest producer of palm oil at the time. Coal was being exported from Enugu and several other resources from several other parts of the country. In those days, Nigeria was not waiting for aid from anybody. In fact, we were so rich that our currency was worth far more than the dollar. But then in 1956, something happened that would change everything. Oil was discovered. By the 1970s, the granite pyramids were gone. In fact, a journalist went back there and saw a football field. Even the cocoa sector basically collapsed. We then went from being the world's largest exporter of palm oil to being an importer. It didn't end there. After 60 whole years of oil money flowing into our country, Nigerians actually became poorer. Interestingly, this is not even a Nigerian issue. Venezuela has the largest oil reserves on earth. In fact, they have more oil than Saudi Arabia. Today, their economy has basically collapsed. Inflation is eating up their savings and people are running away from the country. Congo is one of the most mineral-rich countries on earth, but it's also one of the poorest and most unsafe places to ever live. Angola, Zambia, Sierra Leone have similar stories. There's a name for this. It's called resource curse. I know you're wondering why this happens. The real answer is that there are bad people in this world. But if you look at it from an economic standpoint, more often than not, when a country discovers a resource and that resource makes them suddenly rich, many times they allow other things to start dying. When oil money comes in, the currency starts getting stronger. And when your currency becomes too strong, if you're not careful, farmers and manufacturers will start struggling because their product will become too expensive for exports. And once a government can fund itself entirely from oil revenue, more often than not, they don't tax their citizens too much. And because those governments don't get their money directly from the citizens, they don't care much about the citizens. And before you know it, corruption stops being a scandal and starts being a system. Nigeria has earned an estimated $1 trillion from oil revenue, but still, 133 million Nigerians are still in multidimensional poverty. What was meant to be a blessing has turned around and become our country's undoing.